Hi, I'm Joe, the Alternative Gamer, and here's my review for Rainbow Six Siege on the PS4. I'm gonna start out with the good that I really enjoyed in the game, and then the areas that I think could be improved upon, and then whether it was worth it. So the good. One thing that really jumps out at me right away is how punishing the game is, and I know that kind of sounds like it should be a negative, but it adds a different flavor than other shooters on the market are. Everyone's kind of going for, and there's nothing wrong with this because I love to play the other games, is they're going for like the high, big, epic Hollywood type shooter, and this game goes for more of like grittier realism, and in that sense, it really kind of hits a nice tactical angle too. In general, it has some really good co-op modes and it has some really good multiplayer modes. As I said, going with how punishing this game is, there's no health regeneration in the game. If you die, I think you can die a couple times and get revived for your partner. Sometimes I think it's only once. There's only one character in certain modes who can either heal himself or heal others, and he only has a limited amount of healing supplies. This punishing kind of attitude that the game has, it also adds to its tension. You start having to think differently in this game than if you were playing, say, Call of Duty or something like that. You're like, okay, an enemy could be hiding in that corner. I'm gonna have to take it slow, or maybe I'll find another vantage point, or I'll have my buddy go through this door and I'll go through that door, and we'll kind of see if there's two guys waiting for us. There's a lot more thinking to this shooter than you would think from the outset, or even how they advertise the game, which I really enjoy. With multiplayer, I mean, a bad move could cost your whole team because you die like that really quick, and it really becomes a game of who saw who first. There's some mind games that you're kind of playing with your opposing team. A good example for this is I was playing as the doctor character. They kind of have different characters. They do their character classes with different people. It's kind of like a MOBA with that. You have your different hero classes and they have different specific abilities or guns. So I was playing as a doctor, and he can heal himself or teammates, and he can also pop down like this retractable cover that he like pops down like this, and it'll come up to your chest. So it makes for good like camping spots if if they're coming at you from an angle it doesn't really have some good cover. So what I decided to do is we had to defend this objective, and I hid in a corner, and the door was right here, and I popped up the cover right here. So the guy would think I'm right here when he goes to the door, alerting him, oh crap, there's someone right there, so I'll start shooting that. So the guy started creeping in through the door, went past me, couldn't really see me, and he started shooting at it, and I hit him right in the ass and I took him out. It's probably one of the most satisfying moments in the game. The game has 3 multiplayer modes that all center around attacking and defending, and the co-op modes, they have 4 of them. One is that you have to protect a hostage for a certain amount of rounds. Another is you got a group of guys and you got to go find like the hostage and then get him to the extraction point. Another one is just go in and take out all the terrorists. And then another is just going in and defusing all the bombs. All these are a lot of fun, adds a lot of variability to the co-op. Right now, I think they have like 14, maybe 15 maps, and they're going to support the game for another year, which is really awesome. So you'll have another year's worth of content. You can purchase the operators with in-game money or microtransactions, but all the maps, they're free as they keep coming out with them, which I think is the way to do it. I really like the co-op modes because, especially with the defending missions, you have one map, and they basically split up the map into like 4 different sections for the defending missions. So essentially you're getting like 4 different maps within one new map for the defending co-op missions. And I really like those. Those are a lot of fun. I like how that adds a lot of variability to it. Most walls in the game, doors, even some ceilings, they can all get blown up or shot through. So it's really cool when you're on the defending side for some of these missions. Even in multiplayers, you'll I kind of like melee some of the walls, and you poke open a little hole so that if you can see someone coming by, you can hit them right in the legs or the chest or whatever and take him out before he even sees you. It's really satisfying. But when you're the attacking faction, you got to keep an eye out for those kind of things. It's like, oh, someone might be on the other side of that wall, and then you can blow up that wall, and if you blow up the wall and the other guy's on it, then he's gone.
3 hostiles remaining. Hostiles eliminated.
some of the areas that I'd like to see them improve upon. I know it's going to sound like a broken record for me, but there's no split screen with this game, and I wouldn't normally complain about it, but Rainbow Six has had it in its previous entries. In Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, I played a lot of last generation. I really love that there was a lot of co-op in that, a lot of split screen co-op. Here, I mean, we have the co-op modes, but they don't have any split screen options. Along with that, the game does not have a lot of single player offerings. I wish it had more. It's got a couple these short little instances that you can play. Basically teaches you the ropes for multiplayer, but they aren't anything in depth, nor is there any narrative. And it's not that Rainbow Six has had the most in-depth narrative, but it had really fun campaigns to play through. Good level design, good shooting, and I think if they did something like that here, that would have been a welcome addition and really rounded out all the modes. The other thing that I would say could be improved upon is that connecting to the servers can be an issue. Sometimes the game just won't connect. I have a wired in PS4, and sometimes it's just like, oh, can't communicate with server, can't communicate with server. And then once you're in, I've never had issues actually playing the game. I've never had the game crash on me or anything like that. It's a minor nuisance, and I would rather have that be the annoyance that, oh, it takes a little bit to connect to the servers, but once you're in, and there's no issues with that, as opposed to, oh, I can connect to the servers, but then sometimes it kicks me out of the games because you're having issues. There's nothing like that going on there. The game does require you to be online for almost all of its modes, so essentially it is an online-only game. Now, I will say the big caveat with that is it's a lot of fun. That's the other thing. The flip side, I do hate that it doesn't allow any real offline content, but at the same time, it is a lot of fun. I waited until this was at a reduced price to buy it on a sale. I tried it out on a free weekend, and I ended up getting it for 25 bucks. I think it's more than worth it. If your internet isn't as stable, you may want to test it out and do some more research just to see if you'll be able to handle this game, because most of the modes are online. The game does have a lot of microtransactions, but I don't necessarily find them very intrusive. All the base level operators you can earn with in-game money, and it doesn't take that long. I'd probably say it takes about 20 hours of play, which is not that long in the grand scheme of things. With the newer operators, they have a much heavier cost to them of in-game credits, which are really trying to push you to then use real money to buy it. Now, that's your choice. You can eventually accumulate the money in-game to then buy those operators, and then they have a lot of cosmetic stuff in terms of what your player is wearing or what the gun looks like or different decals on that. Those can be earned in-game or with real money. Just so you know, there are those transactions there, but they're not, I don't know, they don't feel forced upon you, if that makes any sense. I don't mind that choice is there, considering that all the maps are going to be free going forward. In general, I will say that if you really enjoy tactical multiplayer or co-op or I think you'll have a lot of fun with this game. If you have a group of friends together and you're looking for like a new co-op multiplayer shooter, you can play co-op with up to 5 people, which is really awesome. Usually it's only 2 or 4, but this game's got 5, one better. I really enjoy it. If you're a bit undecided in terms of, oh, I don't know if I'm a multiplayer guy, I don't really know if I'm gonna like this, or I'm very selective in my multiplayer offerings, it's definitely something worth giving a shot. It is a lot of fun as you're playing it. The shootouts are very intense in it, especially to how lethal everything is in the game. And it's extremely satisfying when you either win a match or win a co-op mission, especially because to how hard it is. Overall, I really do love the game. It's a lot of fun. It's not without its flaws, but it's definitely worth checking out. And thanks for watching.
Loading mag! We've got hostiles! The enemy's